on friendship advice. Is it better to ghost or talk it out? Let's say because it's like we're at this big age now where ghosting is not the thing, but let's not prejudge. Been friends with this person for around a year, and mostly we talk online. So recently, I feel like I no longer have the energy to keep up this friendship anymore, and I have been ignoring a good chunk of their messages. Not sure what the other person may be thinking, feeling about this, and we're drifting apart now, I guess. But should I leave it there open ended with no explanation, or should I owe them an explanation at least? Look here. It's different with ghosting online and ghosting in real life. Because I just said, okay, we're at this big age. But if we're online, I'm definitely going to ghost you. Like, I feel like that should just be expected. Like what's going on? Like, I don't text on. I don't be consecutively texting people. So yeah, it'd be hours. It'd be days before I go back and get back to your text. Like, I'm not good with long distance on the phone. Like, I'm not good with that. Those friendships are not very great with. I have to make a mental effort to keep up with that. So if we're online and we're not friends in real life, oh yeah. It's completely okay to ghost, especially if the conversation is going down. Like, let me tell you how many people. Can we just talk about how many people I ghost on the regular online? Like, bruh, get out of here. That is completely fine.
Well, hello there. Editing Shawnee here. So I completely overlooked the fact that it said over a year that they were talking online. Now I feel like with that one, you're owed an explanation. It's been over a year y'all been talking. I'm assuming back to back, and I don't know if y'all saw that edit in the parentheses that wasn't there before when I did the review of this. So yeah, that if y'all haven't been talking for 2 months already, it's just like that comes into account too, because it's just like, okay, well, y'all already wasn't talking like that after 2 months, but if y'all were talking back to back every day or at least every other day for a year, yeah, you're owed explanation. But if y'all already let it fizzled out, well, shit.
It's completely fine, because I feel like with some people, they're not owed an explanation at all. Like, they don't need that, because I've done that. I've been burned on explaining, and I feel like I don't need to explain myself. Like, what are we doing? Like, what? One time I was talking to this girl online, did not know her sign at all, did not know it. All I knew was she wasn't a Libra, and I was like, okay. Did not know her sign, but I said something to her, and the way she responded, well, I think I've told this story before. The way she responded was wild to me. It was real wild to me, and I was just like, it was just like, this might be a red flag, the way she responded. And the conversation, it started drifting off, like with this Reddit post was like, okay, conversation drifted off. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just let it drift off. And she messaged me back and was just like, oh, I must not be worth your time, this is that, something crazy out of the net. But it wasn't like what the, it was just like, like, stop the record real quick. What did she just say to me? Like, oh, this is weird. Like, okay. So she said that, and I looked, and I found out she was a Sagittarius, and I was just like, okay. Well, she said something that put a lot of emotion in it. And the Sags that I know are emotional. They have emotions in everything they do. Their responses, the way, like, the ones I know are emotional. So she said something on the lines of, whoa, this has a lot of emotion in this. Like, it's not that deep. That's how it read. It was read like, it's not that deep, but you took it as it was that deep. So I was just like, oh, snap. I didn't realize you're a Sagittarius, but it makes sense. I said something along those lines, not the exact words, but I said something like that. And she immediately got offended. And I was just like, whoa, why are you getting offended? Like, you got offended before realizing or it's asking for an explanation. Didn't even ask for an explanation. Went in on me. Went in. And what I meant from that, and I responded back because I felt like I didn't have to, because I had already ghosted her. It was done. Like, the conversation was over. But she messaged me back like, oh, I'm not worth your time. And like, getting emotional, putting her emotions in it. And I was just like, okay, I feel like now that you're telling me how you feel, how me ghosting you made you feel, I have to explain why I ghosted you. Should not have done that. So I was just like, hey, I didn't mean it any type of way. I was just saying, hey, I appreciate that you're a Sag. Got it. It helps me understand how you respond. The fact that you are a Sag, I love a lot of things about Sag. Love that they're emotional. Love that they're in tune with their emotions. It made me understand, hey, okay, yo, I need to explain myself. I need to expand. You felt some type of way about this. Like, let me explain what's going on, but also I don't really care. Because it's just like I ghost you. Like, what if you what? Like, let's be honest. I ghost you for a reason because of the conversation. But I honestly do not feel like I had to explain why I stopped talking to you, a person I don't know who I met online. You feel me? At this age, I'm 30 now. I can tell within the first or second conversation I have with you if this is gonna work or not. I can tell this. I can tell if we're gonna vibe or not. I can tell if it's gonna be like, oh, let me put some energy in this. I can tell this. So the fact, if I would have known that you was a Sag, I would have responded differently. I would have been like, yo, let me make sure I explain myself and like be mindful of her feelings. Like, even though it's not that deep, she's gonna think it's that deep. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay, I forgot that you was a Sagittarius. Messed up for just leaving it like that. I messed up for just leaving it like that. I think I put more in it, but for what I remember, I just left it at that. You're a Sagittarius. And then I explained after she said, what's that? What's that mean? Oh, you don't know me. I explained the thought behind it. Like, yo, it wasn't that deep. And I should have explained to you instead of ghosting you. If I knew you were a Sag, I wouldn't have just ghosted you. I would have explained it. It don't really work out sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that I'm gonna hold it against you. I'm gonna just look back and be like, dang, was this a subtle tangerine flag? Like, this flag it wasn't red, it was tangerine. It was a tangerine color. Like, maybe I could have gauged this differently. Maybe I could have responded. Maybe I could have took in count that these characteristics and traits of your sign and like change how I approached it or did something differently. Like, when I hear people's signs, I think about myself. I'm the main character over here. It's like, how can I effectively communicate with you? So if I did something and not realizing what your sign was, it's like, oh dang. Like my mom's an Aries. If I don't put something back right, knowing that she's an Aries, I should just expect her to say something about it. Like, hey, why didn't you put this back in the right spot? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, why wouldn't you do that knowing that this person is like this? Like, you're just trying to make your life more complicated. Like, you're setting yourself up for failure if you know this about this person and you don't act accordingly. Like, let's just make everybody's life better. But anyway, back to the story. I went on a tangent. Okay. So yeah. Comment below, would you ghost? Is it better to ghost or talk it out? Okay, we're about to venture into the TIFU subreddit. If you don't know what that means, is today I fucked up. Oh, the first one was posted 10 hours ago. Let's see if we got some comments. We have 673 comments. Y'all know this is a good one. You know. Oh, I feel like Derek right now. I freaking love that. Today I fucked up by having sex. Today I fucked up by having sex next to a wasp nest. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I'm allergic to wasps, so that was a big fuck up. About an hour ago, me and my boyfriend were intercoursing. Shit. Intercoursing. About 30 minutes and I feel stinging. Like, there's not even lube. I just what? Oh, okay. Oh, I might be prejudging. Okay, let's just keep on going. I pushed through because I assume it's an awkward position, but over time, about 10-15 minutes, the pain increases. I asked my boyfriend to put more lube on because I innocently still believe it was a little dry. He goes in again and the pain is unbearable. I decide to check because the pain was just in one spot. I turn my flashlight on and there is a ginormous, about 3 to 4 centimeters bulb on my lubia mora. I thought wrong. Right next to my clitoris. It hurt to touch and it stung. I could barely sit or walk. After looking up some things on Google, I called my mom and immediately go home. On the ride home, I remembered earlier that day, we were in his shed for unrelated reasons and he squashed a wasp. I looked around and saw a nest looking thing and asked him about it, and he said it looked abandoned. Funnily enough, we were right next to that nest. A wasp courageously fought for the life of his brother. Fought for the life of his brother on my vagina. I'm so lucky to have been there for that battle. Too long, don't read. Had sex next to a wasp nest and got stung. Would not recommend. First of all, TLDR, used on this paragraph. If you cannot read a paragraph, if a paragraph is too long for you to read, bro, what is happening? What is happening? This is coming from a book baddie. This is coming from a nerd. Apparently, I'm a nerd. Apparently, if you have read it and you read it, you're a nerd. So yeah, a paragraph is not long. It's not long at all. Like at all. Like what's happening? So yeah. Honey. Well, shoot. I was going to say, why are you having sex in a shed next to a wasp nest? But it sounds like you're very young. It seems like this person is young because you had to call your mom to pick you up. And it seems like the shed was the only place y'all had privacy to freak. So, and saying intercoursing makes me think you're young as well. My first thought was they were gay. That was my first thought. But this is wow, friend. This is wow. Because I'm just trying to think, if the times I have intercoursed outside, it wasn't bare. It was not bare body on the ground. Like, what are we doing? We're not doing this. I'm a germaphobe. Like, we're not doing this. Like, the fact that we're outside is a lot, is asking for a lot. So yeah, honey, why? But you're young. I can't even ask that question because she's young. So yeah, I don't know. I just wouldn't have been in that situation because I'm allergic to wasps, and I've been stung up by some wasps before and it did not end well. Like, so I don't be around wasps. Like, nope, stop it. Like, I be around wasps. Like, I can see a wasp and start itching. Like, it's serious. It's crazy. Like, I break out in hives. So no, I wouldn't have been in that situation. But it's just, if you're old enough, because now I'm thinking about it, I can say this. If you're old enough to have intercourse, you're old enough to apply this logic of why are we having sex beside a wasp nest after you saw a wasp, he killed it, didn't kill it well. Wasps they're G's, bruh. You kill one wasp, you best believe they're coming for your ass. His cousin, his neighbors, his friends, they coming for your ass because they have nothing to lose. They're not bees, they're wasps. They have nothing to lose. They want you to fuck around and find out. They want you to try them. They have time all the time. Because have you ever seen a wasp nest? It's like this big. They have plenty of time. Plenty of time. So yeah, let's see the first comment. I'm not gonna lie. In my youth, I had sex in some wild places, including but not limited to sheds. But those trials were usually what I call quickies, born out of necessity and teenage hormones. You're saying you were having sex for 45 minutes in the shed right next to a wasp nest that you knew about. Must be a much comfier shed than ones I'm familiar with. That part too, because I was thinking outside. I've never been outside in the elements having like real, like, well, we gonna be in here, like, we taking rounds, we're gonna be in this for a minute. Never. That's why I'm just like, that's wow, Fred. I wasn't having sex as a teenager. When I lost my virginity, it was adulthood. Like, yeah, I was still a teenager, but I was considered adult by law, like, so I'm just like, what? That's wild. That's why I was just like, you just finding places to have sex. But you knew all these facts. These were all facts. The wasp nest was there. You saw him kill it. You pointed it out yourself. So it's just like, nah, friend. Nah, I don't know. But the fact that I don't know. Girl, bye. They probably had sex for 45 minutes and she still didn't climax. Ooh, stop. Quiet as kept, but very, very loud. I don't know. I agree with that one. It's just like, what are we doing, Fred? Nah. But yeah, okay, we're gonna have one from Today I Fucked Up. Today I fucked up by looking at a stranger's phone. Yep, I already can tell you that. I could already tell you that. What are you doing? Why are you in somebody else's phone? It's somebody else's business. That's wild to me. Y'all remember back in the day, they used to have those screen protectors that no one can see but you. You had to look straight on, dead forward on the phone and your screen, and no one around could see that. Do they still have that? I need to get that. Well, I'm never on my phone. I'm never, I'm not as reckless as I was back in the day. I ain't reckless with the texts. I ain't reckless with my fingers like I used to be. I don't know how to start, so I'll just start. I was getting onto the bus on my way home today, and it was pretty packed. I politely asked some lady to move her bag so I could sit down. I'm physically disabled, and winter is hell. She looked hesitant, annoyed, but I didn't think anything of it since that's how most people react. I sat down, and while looking across her out the window, my eyes were drawn to her phone. Were they? Were they really? Were they, friend? I had to make it clear how damn how big she had her text set to. Yeah, that's the difference too, because why your text that? But yeah, if she was older, I mean, it generally took up half the screen. Okay, that is insane. Obviously, I noticed and automatically read what was on her screen on her phone. So just because we like to read doesn't mean we have to read everything. Like I can look at something and be like, oh yeah, look at it, but not see anything that it says. So yeah, friend, choices were made here. You made that decision. I shit you not. This woman was fucking DDLG role playing over Instagram DMs. What's DDLG? Comment below because I don't feel like looking it up. Well, I feel like I might have to look it up just to see what it is. DDLG. DDLG. It's probably something super simple. Oh, term for daddy dome little girl. Daddy dom. Whoa, no judgments here. Oh, we acknowledge kinks long as everyone's appropriate age. The appropriate age. When I read one of the sexes, is it sex or sexist? Ooh, it's not sexist. When I read one of the sex, my body reacted without my input. And I made a kind of snort cough sound in my throat. She looked up and I tried my hardest to look away quickly. But she obviously saw where my eyes had been. Her face turned red and she started yelling and cussing me out. I tried to stutter out an apology, but she was having none of it. The rest of the bus immediately noticed the commotion. And while most tried to annoy it, some guys stepped up to ask what was happening. This ain't none of your business, bro. If you see somebody arguing in public, are we asking questions? Like I don't know if I am. If it's physical, okay. We call it cops. But if they arguing, I don't think I'm stepping in. I don't think I am, but maybe it's not me. Maybe it's just me. I tried to explain, but the lady interrupted me, screaming about how I was a creep and a perv snooping on her phone. The guy just looked confused, but I was mortified. Other people from my school. Did I read that right? Other people from my school. Yes, I did. You read it right, bitch. Yes, bitch, you did. Other people from my school were on that bus, and one person I even shared a class with. Without thinking, I pushed the request stop button and got off the second the wheel stopped moving. I ended up about a 25-minute walk from my actual bus stop and had to hobble through the snow to get there and then wait an additional 15 minutes for the next bus. I got home late, miserable, humiliated, and aching. Too long, didn't read. I saw a woman sexting on the bus and she realized and cursed me out. So I got off the bus early and had to walk home. Bruh, these TLDRs are wild, Fred. That looked like a chunky paragraph. Bro, what in the world? She's a school age kid on the bus. How old was this lady? I need some information. Like, some lady. It was some lady. Okay. Girl, why you in her phone? You got caught, bruh. You got caught. But she overreacted because I don't know if I would have reacted like that. I feel like I would have been like, just in the like, this is what we doing. Like, yeah, I'm a freak. And you saw it. Like, you didn't have to find this out about me. Like, that was you. You did that. You did this to yourself. You didn't have to know this information about me. So yeah, why you was in her phone. But if somebody got big butt text on, why your text that big? That makes me think she was an older lady. You shouldn't be embarrassed. Like at a certain age, you should not be embarrassed that you're a freak. Like you shouldn't be. So, but why was your text that big, bruh? But I don't know, cause I feel like I wouldn't have read it, or if I read it, it would have been like a quick glance, like quick glances, quick glances. Like, how quickly can you read? I would have been like that. I have photographic memory, so I would have took a mental picture of that and read it in my brain while I was looking out the window like, this bitch is a freak. This lady is a freak. I just sat beside a freak. This is a freak elite. I wonder if the last letter of her name is a vowel. Comment below if your last letter of your name is a vowel. We about to find out now. We about to find out the freaks. But yeah, you should have been looking at her phone. It make it obvious. You should have took a photographic picture and read it in your mind and kept it. Like, you done made sounds. Like, girl, you gotta control yourself. As a Virgo, I have to learn how to control stuff. I've spent my whole life trying to control my face. It's a battle that I cannot win. So learning how to control my expressions, girl, it comes in handy, bruh, because if you could have just held that in, you wouldn't be in this situation. But as a youngin' too, you probably didn't even know that this was a thing. That's wow. Girl, got out the car in the snow to walk. Girl, bye. I don't think I can be that embarrassed to make me want to walk somewhere. Back here problems, but nah, I'm not about to walk somewhere because I'm embarrassed. The top comment was, to be honest, it's kind of on her for sexting in public and having giant ass font. She was embarrassed because she was being inappropriate and wanted to call you out for existing. That's what I'm saying. Like, what you doing in public with big old text messages, like. She was definitely embarrassed. You shouldn't have been embarrassed. She was embarrassed. She should have been embarrassed. Like honestly, she shouldn't have been embarrassed because, like, girl, own it. Own your sexuality. Like, do you, boo? Like, what? Somebody said, I would have yelled out, why the fuck are you sexting inappropriate shit in a bus, you fucking pervert? If she is yelling at you, match her energy. Like, why are we doing this? Why? I don't agree with that. Why are we? But that had 325 upvotes. Why would we do that? Like, I don't know if I would have did that at this age, at this place I am in my life. I would have been like, I would have played it cool. I feel like I would have been like, yo, it's not that serious. Like, if you're sexting on your sexuality. I feel like I would have responded like that. Like, do you, boo? Like, I accidentally saw what you're saying because your font is ginormous. However, do you? I don't really care. I'm not about to slut shame you because, honey, how you doing? Like, raise my hand. Like, I'm not about to throw no stones. So I'm like, what? I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Because I'm just like, bruh, it's not that serious. But I kind of understand both sides. Not the walking part. Not the walking and getting home late. Like, you cutting into my naps like right now. Oh, let me go. Y'all make sure y'all like this video and subscribe.